Hi, welcome back to our Road to Steam series, a series in which we'll be creating a game from scratch. Previously on our HEUSS Dev Diaries, we created new blood assets. In today's episode, we're implementing a system that dynamically cleans our blood. Interested to follow the progress of our game? Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get all the latest development updates every week. In today's episode, we were supposed to implement blood inside our combat. However, when we began adding blood to our death animations, something happened along the way that forced us to change our plans. Like the chills of 1,000 winters, we got a dreadful visit from our long-lost nemesis. The game's performance. This outcome is totally unacceptable. If we want blood in our game, then we'll get all the blood we want. We won't bow down to the petty whims of an engine. There will be no surrender, no compromises. The HEUSS way will be upheld. So get ready, because we are curb-stomping Unity into submission. Adding a blood system inside a project is only the first part of the process. The real challenge comes with exploiting its full potential without ruining the performance of your game. Depending on how well it was implemented, certain limitations will be thrust upon you, leaving little room to navigate the performance issue. Some games will have to deal with heavy physics calculations gobbling all the frame rate, while others will be at the whims of the brutal rendering cost of their blood effects. The key to success in these kinds of situations is to find a way to elegantly and efficiently get rid of these effects without breaking the presentation of the game. If the illusion can be maintained during gameplay, then it's mission accomplished. For HEUSS, this means dynamically removing blood splatters from the battlefield. The root of our problem comes from the fact that too many sprites accumulate over a certain period of time. We can easily reach a couple thousand instantiated images in the span of a minute, and when there's this amount on screen, performance takes a hit. They might not pack a punch individually, but when they gather in great numbers, they become a force to be reckoned with. To fix this annoying issue, our plan is to gradually fade out our sprites after a predefined grace period, to then remove them completely from the ground, thus cleaning up our play space. But to bring this vision to life, another annoyance must be taken care of first. The problem in question is related to Unity's update function. Usually, we would use this function to update the state of a game object on each frame. However, because we can have an insane amount of blood sprites active in our scene at any given moment, using this method to gradually fade out our sprites would ruin the game's performance even more. The solution to deal with this issue can be attributed to an article we found online. In this article, a Unity dev tested out the performance cost of updating 10,000 objects at the same time. The data he gathered from this experiment was quite surprising. Basically, he found out that it's more cost-efficient to update all these game objects through a single manager, instead of having the update function running on each and every one of them. The result was a 24 times boost in performance. For HEUSS, we adapted this solution by creating a managing entity that keeps a list of all active blood splatters in the scene. It then updates all these sprites on every frame by telling them how much time they can stay on screen before fading out, and how quickly they need to fade out once the process begins. By implementing it this way, we can now adjust the behavior of blood splatters to fit both our need for performance, and the one for a blood-drenched battlefield. From quickly disappearing splatters to long-lasting sprites, we can have it all. Truly a great sight to behold. The HEUSS way is preserved at last, and our soul can finally be at peace. Stay tuned for our next episode where we'll add blood inside our combat. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you next week for the new episode of our Road to Steam series.
som lover hverandre sin tro. Og den som skulle sige, skulle